Hello, this is Nihilum and welcome to the fifth episode of the Let's Play series. We're starting off right where we left last episode. I rebuilt the farm again and I fixed the problem. If you're watching this, I probably already have posted a video about it and updated my farms. But as you can see, it's running. Right now it's waiting for the cobblestone buffer chests to empty out, and I'm pretty much just waiting for that to happen. As you can see, furnaces are running again. We are producing stone and smooth stone. So as soon as that starts to run again, I'm going to fly over to my storage and AFK, and hopefully this time it won't blow up if I did this correctly. Alright, I'm back from gathering sand and I crafted a TNT and put it in the system. And while I've been waiting over here, I've slowly begun to dig out the third layer of the storage. As you can see, it's almost ready. There's a few holes. I haven't bothered filling them in because I don't know how the design is going to turn out. So I don't want to spend time to put in some blocks that I'm going to remove anyway. This is the bottom of the shotgun loader, and it's pretty much in the way, but I'm going to redesign this to a more compact version. And also it's going to be on the first floor if I somehow can fit it in here. I should be able to. But since it's been a while since I was over here, let's check it out. The roof is still intact, so that's a good sign. But you never know. Nope, nothing has exploded yet. And the furnaces are still running. Oh, and I can hear the TNT going off, so we should be able to see cobblestone coming in. Yeah, perfect. I ran out of blue ice, and since I don't have an ice farm handy, I had to go about 10,000 blocks away to get some more. But I fetched it, so I'm ready to put in some item transportation for the second row of the storage. But there's also a thing I want to change. So as you can see here, there's 2 chests for each item. And I very rarely use the upper chest. So instead I want to change it. So the upper chest will be the bulk storage. So as soon as there's at least a shulker box worth of items in this, I'll just fetch a shulker box, fill it up and put it in the upper chest. This means that this chest shouldn't be sorted, it should just be empty. And so far I have all the hoppers in the top chests pointing in, so I need to remove these and replace them like this, so it'll skip the top chest. And for the items I have chosen to have a full row, it'll be the top 2 chests instead. So this is going to be for deep slate, and this is going to be for cobble deep slate. And this is the same for all of the existing items. If I can get back here, I can't. Round we go. So I'll need to come by and That's going to be really annoying. I guess I can force myself into flying and clear it out that way. And then just slowly back away while I build it back up. That's going to take quite a while.
Okay, since the last clip, I have done a few things here. I put in the sorting on both sides of this wing. Also cleared out the walls here. Removed all the dirt and the other types of stone, so it's just a pure stone wall. And as you can see, I've also dug out this bit here and the ceiling between the sorting as well. I haven't changed this because it'll change anyway later when I finish the design. Same with the ceiling. But as you can see, I still need to put in the sorting in this wing and in the two other wings. I did finish cleaning the walls though. When I was down working in the storage, I was talking to one of the other players on the server, and he recently moved. So I was checking out his space and rummaging through his chests, and I noticed he had a lot of TNT, and I was like, I need that TNT. But I really do. The tree farm uses TNT, and the stone farm uses TNT. And I really hate digging for sand. If you want a double chest of TNT, you need 4 double chests of sand. So I talked to him and he agreed to exchange. He needs oak wood. So I made these 4 for him, and I'm just waiting for him to gather up some more TNT because I think he only has 2 shulkers worth of TNT right now, but 2 shulkers is better than nothing. And it only cost me about 2.5 stacks of TNT to generate these 4. So that's a good deal for me. The way I found the wood was to take my camera account and just place him here and put something down on the mouse, so he would keep right clicking. And while I was working on the storage, I would just periodically come by, empty the chests. We also have a new player who has joined the server, and he asked me if I had an elytra I could spare. So I told him I usually sell mine for 32 diamonds a piece. But he was impatient and he didn't want to mine that many diamonds, so I offered him to sell it for 16 instead and then give me some sand. And he agreed to that. We have arrived at his base. I graciously donated some resources to him to get him started. I gave him some shulker boxes and told him he could have a go at my storage and pick out whatever he needed. But I see sand and diamonds here for me. Apparently he can't count to 16, but I'll talk with him about that. So I'll just... Actually, I forgot to get a shulker box and an ender chest. Well, I'll come back for those later. Since I'm out and about already, I figured I could just get the TNT. So I arrived here at his base. And as far as I know, the storage is downstairs. And that's going to take a while to find. Gunpowder. No, 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 no. Yes. Well, almost 2. That's probably fine. He can have a freebie. So change. Actually, since he has a few empty shelters, I'm going to borrow those for the sand, since it's nearby. I just got back from fetching the sand and TNT, and I already put the TNT in the stone farm and the tree farm. I also returned the shulker boxes I borrowed, so I think it's time to continue putting in the sorting system for the second layer here. I'll bring you back when I finish the remaining 3 wings.
So between this clip and last clip, about 2 weeks has passed. And if you can't hear, I also gotten a cold, so my voice is pretty messed up. Hopefully you can still understand what I'm saying. But the main reason it has been so long is that the deadline I set for myself to post a video once a week I missed, and I kind of felt bad for not hitting that deadline. And when I feel bad, I don't really feel like playing. So I ended up feeling bad for not getting any work done because I didn't play. And that ended me in the spiral of feeling bad because I didn't play and not playing because I feeling bad. But today I managed to pull myself out of that spiral, and while I haven't been playing much, I have still been playing a little now and then. So let me take you through what I've done so far. I changed the hoppers in all 4 wings in the top layer. So the top row is now not part of the automatic sorting anymore, so I can use that for bulk storage. I also finished adding in the sorting system for the second layer and added the pathways as well. And I've dug out this hole to add the new item unloader and overflow. I actually fiddled a lot with this because I wanted it to be compatible with the storage silo as well, and I'm going to make a showcase about these 2 new modules, but I'm waiting till my voice is a little better. But funnily enough, I don't actually need that functionality because this room is uneven and I need 6 blocks in space, so I'm going to have a separator anyway. So the next step is to put in filler items in the sorting and the seed items. I've waited with putting in the water because it's really annoying to open a hopper, put items in, and then get pushed and not know where you are. But I realized I could just go on the other side and put in items without having to worry about the water. And I can access the top chest as well, which means I can put an item in here to show which items I want to sort. So I don't have to go back around to check which item I'm at. I can just open the chest, pick it up and put it in, which is nice. So I'm going to get on that and I'll bring you back hopefully when I'm done. It's a couple of days later now and I finished all the storage functionality. Why it's been a couple of days I'll tell you in a bit, but let's go through the things I've done since last clip. So I added in item unloader and the overflow collection system. As you can see, it's empty right now because I've also finished all the sorting, so everything should be sortable, and if it isn't, it'll end up here. So I basically just took everything I had, every chest with random bits in, and threw it in, and so far it seems to work really good. And as you can see here, I put in, this is the nether blocks mostly, and over on the other side we have all the coral blocks, some of the new 1.17 blocks, all the moss and the glow berries, small and big drip leaf, glow lichen, lichen, and the to tree types from the nether and all the things you can craft with it, and the greenery you get when you bone meal the nylium. I've decided to mix up the system here because I have the nether and 1.17 items in the bottom, but I changed it up and I decided to keep blocks I don't use a lot on the bottom row here because I have very few spaces on the top to spare. So I put down here so far all the ore blocks and ore chunks, and upstairs I changed it out instead to have all the actual ores and the combined blocks of them. I'm still missing a few blocks, and I actually made a small list. So I have 2 lecterns over here. The first one is the book of samples, which you can see is an incomplete list of items that sample in the storage. And this is what I got so far. There's probably more, but if there is, I haven't thought about them or don't know about them. And the other book is for myself mostly, which is a book of resources, which is a complete list of farms and resources available. So far I only put in the iron farm and the stone farm because those are the only 2 farms I consider done. So each page tells you what the farm is called, what type it is, and what item it drops. The types can be automatic or semi-automatic, and in the case of the stone farm it can also have an input. In this case it is TNT. So as long as there's input items, it will be an automatic farm, and you can see it produces cobblestone, stone and smooth stone. As I continue building farm, I'll fill this in more and more. Maybe someday in the future we'll actually need another book, since there's only 50 pages in each book, and I'm pretty sure there's at least 50 types of farms you can make in Minecraft. And why not try to create everything? So the only thing I actually need is the design and to build it, because this is a huge mess right now. There's blocks missing, but I'll finish that hopefully next episode. I'm not sure, but I'll tinker with the design when I can. Oh, I also added a little redstone contraption in each wing, so when you enter you can step on this pressure plate and you have access to an ender chest and a crafting table, and there's also a stone cutter above you. So the storage is working really well so far. I've flown around a lot and it's really easy to get around. Even to get in the second storage, can easily go. The only problem I have is getting from the second storage to the first. Most of the time I bump my head, but it's manageable. So the reason it's been a couple of days ago is that I skateboard in my spare time, as long as the weather allows it. And a couple of days ago I was visiting the local skate park, and I was riding up a bank and slowly riding backwards down. I saw a kid ride towards me, and I readied myself to step off my skateboard to avoid running into him. And somehow he kept driving and I got tangled in his scooter, and I ended up sitting straight down on his handlebar, which caused my tailbone to be sprained. And I can tell you it really hurts if you haven't tried that. It hurt when I sat down a little bit. I actually skateboarded for about an hour or 2 more before I went home. But an hour or 2 after I got home, it started hurting really bad. I couldn't sit down, I couldn't bend over, I couldn't even lie down. So for the next 2 days, I've mostly been standing up, and I think I slept for about 4 hours in total, because coupled with the cold I have, I couldn't really get any position to sleep which didn't hurt or which didn't block my nose so I could breathe. So during that time I couldn't really play, but I did play as much as I could and I powered through, and currently it's only hurting a little bit. I can sleep again and I can sit down for a while before it starts hurting too much. But if that wasn't enough, when I got ready to record again, my voice actually got even worse and I could barely speak. So I couldn't really record the last bit here. But instead of not doing anything, I decided to do a few things with one of the server members. For the longest time she had problems connecting to the server, but it turns out it was a mod conflict, and we fixed that, so she has been playing a lot recently. So we ended up doing an adventure together to find some of the 1.17 items for her. I know I have all the items in my storage already, but it's more fun to do it together. I also needed some of the crystals from the geode to complete the storage sorting system. But I actually ended up killing myself in lava and burning everything I got, including my armor and my lighter. So today I went to get it myself, and I did get it. But apart from that, I helped her do some redstone. I made this melon farm for her, and she copied the design to make herself a pumpkin farm. Also help her build the storage. Well, I didn't really help. I dug a hole in the ground and she made the whole thing herself. She's trying to convince me she can't build at all, but I like her building style. Considering how much she has played, I think it's pretty good. We also caught a few villagers since she wants to make a little marketplace. As you can see here, she had started on some booths, and we're just waiting for them to make a few baby villagers slowly over time. Another thing that has happened is that one of her friends has joined the server, so I took my time to show her around and give her some side items, and she decided to stay here. I think she had this house donated to her, but I'm not entirely sure as she hasn't built anything yet. This is going to be the end of the episode though, and it has taken way too long to create it, and it's already been 3 or 4 weeks since my previous video. And between me getting a cold and spraining my tailbone and the other problems I've dealt with, I just want to finish this and get started on the next. I'm going to change the schedule to it's ready when it's ready. Me stressing about not finishing an episode is not going to help me, it's not going to make the episode come faster. So I decided to upload the videos when they're done instead of doing anything regular for now. And maybe in the future when I've gotten used to make videos, I'll change to a regular schedule. But that was it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked the episode, please like and subscribe. And if you have questions about the builds, leave a comment down below. Take care. Bye bye.